Hi there, YouTube viewers. Today we are going to be making a daisy chain necklace. So that's a little bit of bead weaving, and that's a little bit of teeny tiny bit of wire work just for the ending. So today you're going to need your fishing line. I'm using 10-pound test because the beads I'm using have a bit bigger holes. I'm just using seed beads. So this is the kind I use. And then you're going to need a head pin. You're going to need 2 split rings. You're going to need a lobster clasp. And I always check my lobster clasps first thing to make sure they open. I have had times where I've made a project, put on my lobster clasp, and then went to use it and the clasp wouldn't open. And then I have my necklace extender. So we're going to put those to the side because we don't need those to the very end. Now, I measure my line not by feet, but by pulling it from the tip of my fingers. I go up my arm and to the middle of my chest. And for this necklace, I'm doing that 4 times. 2, 3, 4. You know what? I'm going to do this one 5 times. 5, because I don't feel like my pulls are very long today. Okay, then we snip my scissors here, and we can put the extra line out of our way. Okay, now this necklace is one that is a request. So this person wants, okay, so I'm using my beading needle. It's very teeny tiny. I don't know what brand it is, but I got these years and years and years and years and years ago. Like we're talking 25 years ago. And I've never been able to find them since. So I have like 3 left. I'm trying to make them last. So you want both ends of your string to come together. And you want your needle in the middle. So my 2 ends. I'm just going to work that along very carefully. And with this amount of string, it's very easy to knot it, so be careful. Now, we are making a daisy chain. So this person wants black. Now my beads are all mixed up. But, oh, maybe they need those. So, I'm going to go a pinch of black, but of course I've got a periwinkle in there. There we go. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, the only time we're going to do 8 beads is for the first flower. Now, I'm going to leave about a foot of tail at the end of my beads. So see, I have my beads there. Now I'm taking my needle and I'm going back through the very first bead. Can you see that? Back through the very first bead. So that's going to form a circle. And this, like I said, you have lots of thread. So just take your time, go slow. And if you get knots, just very gently work them out. Okay. So there we go. We have our circle. Can you see the circle? Okay. Now this person wants to have yellow centers. So here we go. Again, my beads are... I dropped my bead box one too many times. So I have whites and yellows in this yellow compartment. Okay. So now I'm going to pick up one yellow. Now, see here, my thread is exiting this bead, and we're putting these in groups of 2. So those are my 2 bottom beads, my 2 side beads, my 2 top beads, my 2 other side beads. So I'm coming out in the middle of the 2 bottom beads. I want to line up my thread, so I'm going between the 2 top beads. Then I'm going to work my needle in the side of one of those, and we're going to pull this tight. I'm going to try not to poke myself and try not to get knots. So we're going to pull this tight, and now see, we have our first little daisy. Now, they want all black flowers, so we're going to do another black flower. Take more black. So this time we are picking up 2 black. We are going back in through the 2 top beads at the top of that flower. Okay, we're pulling that tight. Take your time so you don't get knots. If you start to get, just back off and try again. So we're putting that tight. Now my thread is coming out the bottom beads, those bottom 2 beads. I have to weave them back through those top 2 beads so we can be where we need to be. And if you get a little bit of tugging, just backtrack. Okay, so see, we've got our flower there, and now we've got 2 beads on top. We're going to take 6 more beads, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 beads. We're going to go in through this one, and we are going to go only through one, not through both beads. We're going to go, then we pull that tight. We pull that nice and tight and snug. And we're coming out the middle of that flower, but that flower does not have a center at this time. So we're going to pick up yellow. We're going to line it up, so we're going in the top bead, only on one. We pull it through. We pull it through nice and tight. Snuggle everything in there, and now you see we have 2 flowers. So we're picking up 2 beads. We're going through the top 2 beads of that last flower we just made. Oh, and I don't know if I mentioned this, but my my fishing line was 10-pound test, but I highly recommend 8-pound or 6-pound. 10-pound is a bit thick, like I'm having a problem here. I can't get through. Oh, I got through. Forget it. Never mind. And with this spider wire, quite often you can find that you try it once and it doesn't work, you try it again and sometimes it works. Okay, now we've got those 2 beads on top. We have to get our thread back in through those 2 beads to get our thread where it needs to be. And just go slowly so that you don't get any knots or kinks. And if you get one, just back off and then try again. Okay, and then we're going to pick up 6 of the black seed beads. 3, 4, 5, 6. We are going to go in just one of those 2 beads we set up. Pull it tight. And see there we have the circle. Now we're going to pick up a yellow. Go in just one of those 2 top beads. Pull it tight. Snuggle it in, and there we are. We have 3 beautiful flowers. Now we're going to do this when I make a choker with this. I usually do 54 flowers. So you're not going to have to watch me make 54 flowers, but I thought I would do 5 so you get the hang. So I pick up my 2 beads. I put them in the 2 top beads of the previous flower. See? The 2 top beads only. Pull it tight. And don't forget to keep that tail. We want that nice long tail because we have to do something with that tail later at the end. Okay, so now we're on the bottom beads. We need to get ourselves back up to those top beads. So we have to go through both of those top beads. And pull it tight. Now we're picking up 6 beads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 beads on our needle. And then we're going to go through just one of those 2 beads we set up. And we're going to pull it tight. And then we are going to pick up our yellow bead for the center. We're going through just one of those top 2. There we go. We've got 4 lovely flowers. Now we're going to take 2 beads, go through those top 2 beads of that flower, pull this tight, now we have to go and get our thread where it needs to be. So we need to go back through those 2 we just put and pull it tight and get ready to do the 6 for that flower. So I ran out of beads, so I'll grab more beads. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We go through just the 1 bead that we set up for this flower. Okay, we pull it tight. We grab our yellow bead and go through one of those top 2 beads. And then we snuggle it all in. And there we are. We have 5 daisies of our daisy chain necklace. So I'm going to keep going. And like I said, I do this to 54. So when I get to the last 5, I'll come back and show you how to do the last 5. Then we'll do our finish. Don't forget to smash the like button and to comment and subscribe. And I'll be back in just a few minutes.